How did a small town boy from Austria become one of the most famous people on earth?
Dream. I was poor because I didn't have anything. I had no money, I had no things, we had no TV, we had no refrigerator, we had nothing as kids. But I was rich because I had a dream. I had a dream of becoming the greatest bodybuilder, and I had a dream to use bodybuilding as a means to get into films.
I don't like being too comfortable. Once you get used to it, it's hard to give up. I want to stay hungry.
Am I more hungry to be Mr. Olympia? Or am I more hungry to eat like everyone else out there and therefore look like everyone else? You know, to me, I was more hungry to win Mr. Olympia, and I was more hungry and more interested, more excited about the fact of becoming a champion and being ripped on stage and being cut and winning the trophy and all those kind of things. Because I knew that if I would just, have a temporary joy here and eat and cheat, I'm most likely not going to make it. But someone else is going to walk right by me, and someone else is going to grab the title. Because many times these competitions were very, very close. And I remember especially in 1980 where it was just 2 points. And any mistake could have cost me the title. So this is not a mistake that I want to make. I want to be responsible that I do everything that I can to be a winner.
Body is not used to maybe the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th rep in a certain weight. So that makes the body grow then, going through this pain period, experiencing pain in your muscles and aching, and just can go on and go on and go on. And this last 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions, that's what makes actually the muscle then grow. And that divides them, one from a champion and one from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain period, you make it to be a champion. If you can't go through, forget it. And that's what most people lack, is having the guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. It aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in the gym.
Every legacy is different. Every legacy can be great. My dream was to leave a mark in bodybuilding, become a champion who would always be remembered. Sweat, and sacrifice, and pain, but ultimately it led to triumph. The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal. To have that vision that I want to be the greatest bodybuilder of all time, you have to have a goal. Now, it doesn't have to be that specific goal, but it has to have some goal. This is why I always recommend to people, sit down, take your time, and start thinking about why do you want to work out? And it can be as crazy as it is. It could be, I want to impress girls. If that's your goal, so be it, but it motivates you. It could be that you're emulating a certain, bodybuilder. Have those pictures put all over the wall like I did when I was a kid. So that every day when I go to sleep, every day when I wake up, I look at those pictures and they motivate me. You need that motivation, and then therefore you have this kind of imprint in front of you all the time, and you know exactly what you're chasing. This is why I always smiled when I was in the gym. People always come up to me and say, why are you smiling? You're working out 5 hours a day. You're doing the same as the other guys, but the other guys have a sour face. They're pissed off that they have to do another rep or another set or something. I looked forward to. Why? Because I knew that every rep that I did and every set that I did and more weights that I lifted, I get one step closer to turning that vision into reality. Expose your weak points. You're going to go and hit those marks. And then you move the bar higher. Then you move the bar higher. And you feel that with hard work, you can achieve the goals and you can become successful.
The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps, blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. You know, it's really tight. It's like somebody blowing the air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic.
I worked on it as sort of visualizing myself very clearly as a lean athlete, because that's the only way I could lose that weight and all of a sudden get interested in running more. Because up until that point I ran like 3 miles after training or before training or whatever, but now all of a sudden it was 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles in order to lose the weight, and I did everything in high reps, and I was watching my diet, what I eat and all those kind of things. And the day before, with Bob Raferson, he says, let's step on the scale. And I stepped on the scale and I weighed 209. So it just shows you what is possible if you visualize exactly what you want to look like. So it can go one way, which is you can lose weight and get trim and get slim and everything, get the abs out, or you go the other way and you gain weight because you see yourself big and you see yourself as a winner from Mr. Olympia or something like that.